So I love DC. Definitely my favorite part about the city has just been the pace of everything. It's been such a ride trying to keep up with everything and getting touristy stuff in while also like working on my internship. So doing a tour of the monuments at night one time, even though I was exhausted after work, was so worth it. It was so much fun. Being at the Supreme Court when the gay marriage decision came out was very, very impressive. Just doing things like that have just kept me so busy, but at the same time so entertained and just learning so much has been really great.
It takes me about 45 minutes to get to work every day. I transfer, and the hard part starts when I transfer in the center of DC, where it is packed like sardines, every single person, and the way you get onto the metro, the next subway line, is not a pretty sight by any means. I get yelled at every day, but you get used to it. People just want to get to work. They're not actually mean people, but you get there every day.
This week I met my mentor for the first time at our mentor barbecue downstairs here at the Meridian. We had such a great time. We all made food together, and then we talked to I only talked to not only my mentor but a bunch of other mentors. I had a really great time meeting her, and I'm hoping to meet up with her soon.
I write constituent letters, I do the mail, I eat my lunch at a little conference table, and just like you would in the cubicles. But it's also really cool to see like the behind the scenes, like what happens in a committee hearing, like before it starts, like with the senators in the back, and to watch the process of briefings on rules. And that this sounds a little boring, but it's fun if you like policy.
I'm interning with the Vanderbilt Office of Federal Relations, and I've really enjoyed this summer working on a variety of projects and really seeing how you can bring a bunch of skills together, marketing, communications, following legislation and policy in one job and really feel like you're making a difference.
So I'm working in this organization called the National Coalition for the Homeless, and I'm actually participating in the project that try to make public know about trauma-informed care, especially regarding to the female homeless or the children homeless. And so far from my work, I learned a lot about like the background of the homeless people, and also how the homelessness issue is really close to us and everyone can be in that situation.
So we're standing outside of the CNN building, and we just took a tour of the facilities. We got to see the Situation Room. Jake Tapper was filming next door, and lots of the facilities and Flash Studios. What I really liked about it is the fact that these are shows that I watch at home on my own. I really love CNN, and I got a chance to see the place where all these things kind of come together and get distributed.
I would say that the most impactful experience I've had in DC so far was visiting the museum. We went there, it was the first weekend that we had gotten here, and we went there as a group, but we all ended up splitting off throughout the museum, and I ended up after going to the 9/11 part of the museum, which is really touching, I kind of ended up getting lost, and I ended up in the current events part of the museum. And in this section it had a wall of all the journalists that had lost their lives while they were trying to like portray all the stories that they were covering in Syria and different parts of the Middle East and Latin America and all over the world. And it was a really touching, I guess, demonstration of all the people that had lost their lives, because to me it demonstrated that while we always focus more on our military and our volunteers, journalists are often overlooked. And what they do is like very heroic in a sense, because they're trying to portray what real events are for the public. So just the museum as a whole was really touching, and it showed to me the importance of journalism and the actual significance of their work in our technological world today.
So far I've written 2 articles. One was a country brief, which is a shorter piece about a specific country, and I focused on Paraguay and the Mercosur UN trade agreement. And then I also wrote a longer piece that's going on the website instead of my first piece is on the Washington Hemispheric Report, or Report on the Hemisphere, or something like that. And that was about the femicides in Argentina
I've been interning with Cassidy & Associates, which is a lobbying firm here in DC. I really enjoyed it so far. I've been getting to do a lot of different learning about all of our different clients and their different interests. My firm does a lot of energy and defense work, which has been interesting. Those are two subjects I didn't know anything about before coming to DC, but I'm definitely learning a lot, getting to experience a lot of the city, go out and meet different clients, and get to do research on a bunch of different things. So I've definitely been learning a lot, and I think that's been really interesting and definitely enjoying it a lot here.
What I enjoy the most about VIEW program is being able to learn about different people in the VIEW program's internships and learn about their work experience, and also meet other interns from different colleges to learn about their college experience, which not only make me enjoy my Vanderbilt education even more, but also help me to better understand other people's perspectives even more.
My favorite thing this trip has been kayaking with the VIEW cohort on the Potomac River. Going on the river and seeing the sights and being able to get out in nature was awesome.
Hey, I'm Ginny Randall. I'm working this summer at the Data Quality Campaign, and it is an absolute blast. But I think my favorite part about being here on VIEW this summer in Washington, D.C. is getting to be independent. Really getting to work at a really crazy job that I never imagined existed, but also like coming home and making my own dinner, then going and exploring Washington, D.C., really figuring it out, not only what I want to do with my life, but how to spend it with people that I care about, and also getting to explore all the different great things that are going on in this awesome city.